Memphis, Tennessee is the worst city in America. Facts. We all know the problems. Facts. We all know what the solution is. Not so sure about that. I'm not Jay-Z and I don't have the keys, but I think I might have a solution.
Factually opinionated. Guru.
Welcome to Factually Opinionated, where facts remain facts, and opinions, well, they become facts. It's your boy Mo Pre. Let's get started.
I'm a factually opinionated guru. I only deal with facts and logic. And today my job is to bring you the hard, cold truth. Memphis has a lot of problems. Crime, murder, sex, drugs, prostitution, child neglect, nasty trifling, like just all kind of stuff. Memphis has all kind of problems. Now I do have a solution. This technique been used in war. This technique been used in schools. This technique been used in a lot of things in life. It's called divide and conquer. We must divide and conquer in order to get Memphis back on the right track, in order to get our body, which is Memphis, Tennessee, back on good terms. Now, I like to use analogies. Yes, let's use cancer for a minute. There's multiple ways to cure cancer. You can cure cancer with radiation, chemo, pills, exercise, food, more sleep, work less, etc., etc. Well, if we look at crime and murder and guns and all that stuff as being cancer, then we've been treating it the wrong way. Memphis have a lot of bad people. Memphis have a lot of people that don't care about themselves or no one else. And we've been treating cancer with love. We've been loving on it. We've been patting it on the back. We've been being real nice to it. It's time out for that. We need to do a divide and conquer. It's time to do a divide and conquer. You got good on one side, you got bad on one side. You got good and evil. It's time to separate the two. If we able to separate the two, I think we can get our body back on good terms. I think we can get our city back on the right track. Like Martin Payne, let me explain. Now, how many of us have a cousin, an auntie, sister, brother, uncle, mom, dad, nephew, and niece that ain't worth a damn? That's full of drugs, full of crime, full of stupidity. Just don't want nothing in life. We all know one or two, maybe three or four. Hell, some of us got a whole family that's like that. We have to separate ourselves from these kind of people. We got to separate positive people from negative people. Positive things from negative things. A lot of time when I watch the news and I see something horrible happen in Memphis, most of the time it's wrong place at the wrong time. It's being guilty by association. Somebody like me who don't do drugs, who don't carry guns, who don't gang bang, and who don't do all this illegal stuff, a lot of times people like me get caught up with those family members that do those things. And we just do it out of love. But I come to find out that we gotta love our family so much. We gotta love our friends so much that we separate ourselves from them. We gotta love them so much that we say, hey, I want you to do better, so I'm not gonna fool with you. I'm not gonna tolerate this foolishness. I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna literally cut you off. You are cancer to my life. You are cancer to my city. You are cancer to the youth. You are cancer to the next generation. I love you so much that I'm willing to cash you away, cash you out. I'm willing to wash my hands with you. And that's what we gotta do. I mean, think about it. You love your body, right? And if the doctor say, hey sir, you have cancer in your left leg, you can either try to treat it with chemo, you can treat it with radiation, or you can just cut this whole leg off and the cancerous tumor, the cancerous vessels in that leg will automatically go away. You will have one leg, but you will be much stronger with that one leg than both your legs having cancer. What would you tell the doctor? Okay, some of y'all might say radiation or chemotherapy, but you get the point. What if you already tried radiation and chemotherapy and the cancer in that leg is just getting worse? At that point, would you cut it off? Well, we are at that point. People in Memphis, we are at that point. Why are we bonding these people out of jail? Huh? Why are we still going over these people's house? Why are we still accepting these people for who they are and what they is? Why don't we push these people to be better? Why don't you tell your cousin, you ain't got to gang bang no more, man. You ain't got to pick up the gun no more, man. You ain't got to pistol them. You ain't gotta pick up the rock no more, man. But now we won't say that. We won't tell this drug dealer in our neighborhood to get a job. Why don't we do that? But we love them. We going about love the wrong way. We gotta do better. We gotta be much smarter than that. Sometimes I think birds are smarter than us. You know what a bird do to his baby chicklet? Once a baby bird get at least 3 or 4 weeks old, the bird actually kick the baby out the nest. You know why? Because the baby has to learn how to fly. The baby has to learn how to eat. The baby has to learn how to support themselves on their own. Sometimes we need to think like birds. You know what I'm saying? Something so simple as just cutting your child off, cutting your cousin off, cutting your parents off. Think about if all of us cut the negative people out of our life. What would happen? Positive people will be forced to hang around positive people, and negative people will be forced to hang around negative people. And the sad truth is, all those negative people that hang around these negative people, they will eventually, one, go to jail. In worst case scenario, they will eventually kill each other off. Just going to war with each other, killing each other off. You know, you can't come back to my house, bro. I understand you represent your flag or you represent your color, or I understand you trying to feed your family by killing the next family, but you can't come to my house no more. You can't hang around me no more. What he or she is going to do? They're gonna be out there in the streets, roaming, getting it how they live. And with that get it how you live lifestyle, oh, you get it how you live, you end up getting it how you end up dying. You end up being a slave in the prison system. I mean, most people can't imagine doing that to they mom, or imagine doing it to their kids, imagine doing it to their best friend or cousin. But if you love them so much, you ought to love them to want to see them be better, see them do good, see them be great. Why do we always find ourselves trying to save people who don't want to be saved? The drug dealer know the consequences of selling drugs. If you get caught, you going to jail. A murderer know if he murders somebody, and if he get caught, he going to jail. You ride around with a gun, you ride around smoking weed, you ride around with pills, syrup, and lean. You know if you get caught, it's gonna be consequences for it. So why do we try to save people that don't want to be saved? Why do we try to help people that don't want to be helped? Batman don't come out to save criminals. He don't. Superman don't save criminals. They just don't do it. Most of the time when you associate yourself with negative people, you end up being a negative person. You associate yourself with somebody who smoke weed, you're gonna end up smoking weed. Yep. Associate yourself with somebody who selling crack or gang banging. If you hang around gang bangers, you probably gonna be a gang banger. And that's what's going on in Memphis. It's more negative people in Memphis than it is positive people in Memphis. So the few positive people that we gotta stick together. We gotta become one. We gotta divide and conquer. That's the same thing Alexander the Great did. You take a small group, you take your small group against the millions, and you stick together, you come with a game plan, you come with a strategy, and you take over by sticking together and by being on the same court. That's the only way Memphis is gonna be right, because right now, a lot of people in Memphis is really negative, and a lot of people in Memphis are involved in a lot of negative activities. It's just simple, it's just facts. Now, divide and conquer is not the only solution. Of course, there's more than one way to skin a cat, but to me, that's the best solution, because that solution is the only solution that haven't been tried yet. Let's try it, let's see what it do. If anybody else have a better solution, please contact me. Please hit me up, hit me on my email, hit me on my Facebook, Twitter. Other than that, it's your boy Mo Pre. I'm out.